A couple of years I found out that there are around the globe not many Robert Frank exhibitions any longer, and I was researching for the reason. The reason is that Robert Frank prints, original prints, vintage prints are very expensive by today, and National Gallery in Washington, other museums, galleries and private persons don't make a loan any longer for exhibitions. The other reason is the vintage prints are quite old and fragile, and they fade away, and only for a couple of hours a day the show of original prints is possible. And I thought there might be a concept to show Robert Frank's photos without having made fancy prints, without having them framed, no passepartout, so just have them hanging like posters on the wall, and people, young people can look at it. And so the idea for this pop-up exhibition was born. We don't need a gallery, we don't need a museum. We can start up with a garage or with an old department store or a building in construction and have it there just hanging on wires with pins fixed to the wall for a weekend. People can enjoy it. At the end of the show, all the prints should be destroyed because there should be nothing left for the art market. And here should nothing be left except the memory. Here in São Paulo, we have a wonderful coincidence that people can see first time, since a long time, the vintage prints of the Americans, and in combination with this pop-up exhibition, Robert Frank Book and Films, it gives a perfect view into the lifetime's work of Robert Frank. I describe the work of Robert Frank as 3 sculptures. Sculpture number 1 is the photography. Sculpture number 2 are the films. And sculpture number 3 are the books. And that's what was Robert Frank doing all his lifetime. He started to make his first book dummy in 1947, and a couple of weeks ago, in July 2017, we did just a new one. And Robert is now 93 years old and is still going ahead with photography, books and films. I met Robert Frank first time in person in 1989. There was a Swiss publishing house, Carlo, and they started up a book project called The Lines of My Hand, which was an exhibition catalog for a show in the United States. And I was the printer for all Carlo books. So the publisher, Walter Keller, asked me, isn't it the best if I send Robert Frank directly to you, to Göttingen, and you do the printing with him? That would be the easiest. He's experienced, he knows what he wants, and you are a good printer, and when you work together we have a brilliant result, and at the end no complaints by the artist. And Robert was at Göttingen for 1 week, and that was the beginning of an ongoing relationship. Up to 2004, he was many times at my publishing house, and we printed and published together for Scalo. In the year 2004, Scalo went bankrupt, and from then on, all the book rights, the world rights of his books had been bought by Steidl, and the publications have been made by me. And since a couple of years we have our so-called summer ritual, which means in winter at Christmas I go to New York, and Robert has always a Christmas present for me, and that is a new book. In spring we work on the layout, and we are doing the scanning and making test prints, and then in summer the summer ritual starts. I travel 3 or 4 times to Nova Scotia to see him in his summer house and finish the book with him over there. And then it will be presented to the public in fall. For this year, 2017, the new book is Leon of Judah and The Lines of My Hand. And the photography in these 2 books is first time visible here at the IMS Paulista in São Paulo, so it is a little world premiere. I don't believe that this is his last book. I do hope, and I'm dreaming, that I get another Christmas gift this year, end of 2017 in New York, and he says, here's a new book I want to do with you.